Teofimo Lopez should keep Bud Crawford name away from his mouth because after the way he performed in his last fight, he should not talk about Terence Crawford ever again. Anyway, this call out is a farce because everybody knows that Crawford is locked in a rematch clause with Errol Spence Jr. And if he could have fought anybody, most likely would have heard the news about any other fight. So that's not going to happen. The reason I'm saying this about Lopez is that in his last two fights, when he fought a southpaw in his last three fights, he lost two times. You can say that in Ortiz's fight, it's open for interpretation. He came away with the victory barely. And that's some weird judging criteria in boxing as well. So, my question to you is this. Suppose that if Canelo Alvarez would have fought the same fight and his entire game plan was the same, he threw the same amount of punches. If it was Canelo Alvarez except instead of Jaime Ortiz, do you think that result would have been the same or different? Because I think like boxing judges judge fight differently. If a champion is fighting going backward, the criteria is different. If a challenger is fighting going backward, the criteria is different. But I would love to know your opinion on this in the comments. And then another thing is that Lopez has some big problem, and one of them, it has been highlighted over and over again, is his inability to cut off the ring. And it also tells something like, was his performance against Josh Taylor really because of Teofimo's high level of skill set, or it was something to do with Josh Taylor outgrowing his size on 140 as well? Because we heard during the Jake Catterall fight he had hard time making weight, and we saw him at the weigh-in of Teofimo Lopez fight as well. He was not looking good. So cutting how you cut weight, it also affects your ability to perform. It lower down your reflexes a bit. It affects your ability to throw punches in high volume, to move with high intensity. So was it really Teofimo Lopez and or was it combination of both? Teofimo was good like he has been, and Taylor had been struggling with his size and weight cut for the past 2 years. So who can really help Teofimo Lopez? Because his father can't. And even though he really clearly won the Lomachenko fight, in the last 5 rounds, before 12th, Lomachenko was putting it on him. He figured him out and he was doing really great. If Lomachenko would have won the last round in 12th round in their fight, Lomachenko was clearly going to win that fight, but it did not happen. It shows that Lopez does have that ability to adjust. He does have that guts, that warrior spirit that allows him to fight when he is required to fight. He showed that in Combos' fight as well. But that does not solve his problem. He has some glaring gaping holes in his fighting skill. And that is his inability to cut off the ring. So who can help him? Who is the best coach? Which fighter does this the best? Tim Tszyu, he is one of the best fighter in cutting of the ring. And we have seen that because he has fought Tony Harrison. And Tony Harrison, how he did against Jermell Charlo in the last two fight, in his two fight, and how Tony Harrison did against Tim Tszyu was a two different story because Tim Tszyu really dominated Tony Harrison. He could not do a lot of things that he did against Jermell Charlo. He has fought some a powerful puncher like Mendoza. So Tim Tszyu team coach could be a really great help for him, but he can say that he is too far. It is in Australia. Then there is another person who can really help Teofimo Lopez. That is David Benavidez's father, Jose Benavidez Sr. He is also a great coach because if you look at David Benavidez last two fight, he fought boxer who box and move, and because of his ability to cut off the ring, he really won that fight. Suppose that just for imagine for a moment, David Benavidez like Teofimo Lopez did not know how to cut off the ring. How would that fight would have went against Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant was going to win that fight, but David knows how to cut off the ring really well. So, and he is not too hard to find as well. And there is another thing, like he does not have to worry about competition as well because David Benavidez is a super middleweight. So, and he does not have any super lightweight in his camp as well. So that would be a great place for him to learn something. Or somebody like Stephen Edwards, Caleb Plant coach. He is also one of the best mind in boxing, and he could do some really good thing for him as well. So Lopez should forget about Crawford. I know it brings him a lot of attention, but Crawford is a different animal and he is on different level. But hey, if he did not call him out, why would we talk about him, right? So he is successful in what he wants. He is making people talk about it. But that's all I wanted to say, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Take care.